Good evening, everyone.
Howdo! Hey, buddy, bad news!
Yeah, I don't know whether the countdown thing come on or not. I don't know.
I'll tell you. We've got Circle of Death on at the moment.
Oh, so anyway, hello to the two watching.
Hello.
I don't know whether this countdown thing worked or whatever, but Chris used it the other day, and basically he thought I didn't know how to do it, but I probably still don't. I don't know whether it worked or not. But hey ho. Oh dear. But yeah. So if it didn't work, it didn't work. If
I'm telling you, it might just be on you though. I might have to
go
back a bit.
No, I'm not a copycat. You thought I didn't know how to do it, but I do.
But you still done it. Hang on, let me just. I'm gonna say.
So yes, I've got the. What is it? Something about Mary here again. If Wake is watching,
Guess what?
There's only you watching. It didn't work.
It didn't work.
Oh well. Not to worry. So yeah, I'm just drinking my coffee. We're heading for Venus and still we stand tall, except Pixie. Yeah, hey, poop the bed, wakey. Shows he's watching. When I says, I've still got the It's All About Mary going on if you're watching wakey. So
love you.
But yes, Mr. P's sort of a happy chappy, but not an happy chappy.
No. Not smashed me, no.
Yeah, but on the bright side, he's actually got out with the drone today, and he's been out filming. Being as it's been a decentish day, so yeah, and nearly lost his drone. Oh dear. But switching things off and on, and it was like just hovering there, and anyway.
It weren't doing out.
Yeah.
It weren't doing what it was supposed to be doing.
It wasn't responding.
No.
But anyway, he got it back. So all's well that ends well, as so to speak. So didn't get a grandpa nap today, so I may nod off at any time. I've had my grandma nap. Oh dear. But I know where it's like, Wakey, when it's like all night last night, broken sleep.
It did it by itself, Wakey. It disconnected from the controller.
Yeah. Did you? Oh, yeah, he did. He says he pressed return to home and everything.
Did it by itself.
All right. But yeah, he thinks it's because it knackered a port up on his controller or something, and he's ordered a new one.
Should be here tomorrow.
Yeah. So he says it should be here tomorrow, but yeah. It says it sort of, hey, Amjad.
Hey!
It says it sort of come close to him, but it were hovering, but it were too high up to grab it with his hand, if that makes sense. So yeah, so he says sort of while it were hovering, I was trying everything, turned it off, and he says I was like sweating a bit. He says because it was too high up that I couldn't reach it like physically to hand catch it. He says, so he says that I'm there sort of scratching my head thinking, well, what can I do? And
Harsh one to eat.
Yeah, he got it back eventually. Hi Tracy, how are you?
Hello, Tracy.
So yes, I've been on the old downloading spree again. I did send Tracy a recipe for future live stream, and what were it called, Tracy, again? Unicorn bars, that's the thing. Can't sleep for the selfish woman next door who leaves her base mattress, excuse me, for a dog barking all day. That infuriates me, that does. If you're going to have a dog, then don't let it yap all day. I mean, we've had the same thing. There's like a couple round doors that just open the door, let the dog out to do whatever business they want. You know, if you're going to have a dog, take it for a walk. So yeah, I've been on I can't say a downloading spree. I've just you know, I've done downloaded homemade custard creams. Oh, this one might interest Chris. White chocolate and lemon truffles.
Ooh.
So I thought that might interest you. And another one, like some cookies. It's soft chocolate sugar cookies. So so yeah, sort of that. Oh, and another thing, yeah, eBay gaming key or something, I don't know. So yeah, I downloaded. I mean, I know how to make apple crumble, but I wanted
What's
some.
this eBay gaming key?
I wanted to look for something different. So when I come across this, like, you know, with recipe.
Oh, $9.99.
What's that?
eBay gaming key. It's a keyboard.
Oh. It says he sent for it, fed up of banging the keyboard against the wall and then searching for all the keys that fly off. Amjad says vanilla. So yeah, so I got some apples that I wanted to use up. So I said to Chris, I'm going to make apple crumble for Sunday dessert or pudding. But I found this fantastic recipe. And it in the crumble bit, it uses ground almonds and cinnamon. And let me tell you something, it tasted awesome.
It were bad.
Yeah, you gave it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, see, we're bad. It were a 10 out of 10, wasn't it?
So it was something different. You know what I mean? Because I've never heard of using ground almonds in the crumble mixture. But anyway, so yeah, it made a nice change, you know, and the crumble bit, you know, you mix it like it says like small boulders, and it were like, oh, it were like made it crunchy, if that makes sense. It was hilarious that Tuesday night when you said vanilla. But yeah, it was something different. Don't use maybe almonds contain. Oh, don't use too many. Almonds contain cyanide. Oh dear. But anyway, it was just a recipe I come across. I don't usually. It's usually you know. Oh, and I put lemon zest in the apples. So it says 9 or 10 barrelfuls should see Pixie off.
Thank you, honey.
But yeah, it was something different, if you get what I mean. It did taste like your normal apple crumble, but with that bit of extra, if you know what I mean. But yeah, it were all right for a change. So yeah, so the unicorn one I sent to Tracy, and she says, "Oh, she says that'd be all right up Keener Street." So yeah, so there's a few others that I want to do. But yes. So have you heard the news?
Yes, pregnant.
No, I'm not. We've got another child. Well, that the taxpayers is going to be paying for, because oh, Betty's Kitchen earlier, she did a chocolate pie a few years ago. So yes, so Harry and Meghan are expecting their second child. Now it's showing you a picture, and it was going through all this. It would took to social distance on an iPad, blah blah blah.
Yeah, but hang on a minute. Aren't they in a different country now, so we shouldn't have to pay for it?
But the picture shows him sat on ground with no shoes and socks on. She's lay on his lap, but she looks about 7 or 8 months to me. What was your first clue that she was trying to get rid of your pixie? Was it when everything started tasting of marzipan? I'll wake it. If I'd have wanted to have got shut on him, he'd have been dead a long while ago. So, you know, I bake enough things to slip something in it by now. But yeah, it's not very often I use almonds anyway. So it was just this. Oh, pardon me. It was just this recipe I come across, and it called for ground almonds, and her is a secret assassin. So yeah. Well, I'm not going to make you laugh now, but I looked on Amazon the other day, and I thought I wanted some posh either cupcake cases or muffin cases. So anyway, I ordered some, right? And these is what come. Can you imagine trying to put a muffin or a cupcake in one of these? I says to Chris, I think I've been ripped off. But I should have. Anyway, can't get into them. I said me afraid fix it. So anyway, you can see size on them. They're only little farting things. So I thought, well, they'll do if I make some truffles or something in future. So yeah, so the only little piss farting things. I thought, well, there's no wonder they were so cheap, and there's like 600 on them, or 500. Oh, 500, sorry. So I've got plenty going on with. So I thought, well, I'll try again. So anyway, I ordered these, and these are just the Bobby's job. So they come in orange, yellow, is it pink and green? So these are baking cups. As you can see, there's 160 in them. But as a bonus, you get some cake topper things as well. Can you see them? Like some like things that you stick in your cupcakes or your muffins or whatever you make, mini muffins like they do in Sainsbury's. But yeah, they'll come in handy, Wakey. So but yeah, so I've got plenty to be going on with there. There's 160 in them, so you know, I not run short. But same as I said to Chris, you know, either mini muffins, mini cupcakes, truffles and that sort of thing. They're not good to waste. But out like that, I mean, Chris and Callum had looked down their nose at them and say, well, what do you call these? And there's only a mouthful in them. So, yeah, but yeah, I was really disappointed in them. I thought, well, there's no wonder they were cheap. And there's 500 of them because they're like, you know, they're neither here nor there, are they? Or save them for Halloween eyeballs. I see James Patisserie, a lot of bakers, they used ice gems, cupcake cases or muffin cups. They probably are. They're probably affiliated because you see what I see a lot, Amjad, is they put a link and like, you know, like pans and things like that you use. You can find the pan here and then they leave a link and it takes you to Amazon. You know what I mean?
How to do affiliate links,
So yeah, so a lot of these bakers, when they sort of doing the recipe and everything, if you sort of scroll down page, you know, the equipment you will need, you know, with the I know Ice Gems is one of them. Amazon is widely used. But the Ice Gems bit, Wakey, is the name of a website, and they do like all like muffin cases and cupcake cases. But the only downside of it is they're very expensive, and they only come in like packs of 20 and things like that. But it's like, let's say, for instance, we make muffins, and more often than not, you get 12 muffins out of a recipe. So that's above half of them gone already in one sitting. That's why I bought them with 160, and I thought, well, they'll last me ages, you know what I mean? But the Ice Gem bit it's a website, and a lot of them are affiliated with it, and basically put the link in, you know, if you want cupcases, if you want you know, sprinkles and things like that. Anyone like KFC? Yeah, it's one of them.
Why?
Yeah. He's probably got a recipe.
Yeah, it's probably got it off another one off of eBay.
Hi, my lady. How are you?
Hello, my lady.
So yeah, so what? Hiya, Adrian. How are you?
Hello, Adrian, my lady.
So yeah, so them muffin, what they called muffin cups, or what they called again, baking cups. So, and they actually are. I've got an original, but you see, these are made of greaseproof paper, and them that I use for the Valentine's cupcakes are very hard to open. Now these should be a doddle. So yeah, so you know, I've got enough, you know, to be going on with, and with them they look easy enough like to open when you. Oh, okie dokie then, Adrian. So yeah, so that's only thing I've bought. You know, I ordered the cupcake cases, and when they came and I was disappointed, I thought, I you know, if at first you don't succeed, try again. So I did. So yeah, and it's actually been quite a pleasant day today. It's not been cold. Chris managed to get out. So you know, it's not been, you know, below zero. It's been quite pleasant today, actually. No rain, but it's like the calm. Apparently, it's the calm before the storm.
No, we're going to have a shed load of rain now. Right?
Hey?
We're going to have a shed load of rain now.
Yeah.
Dipsy.
Apparently, you know, we're going to have all this rain and snow again. I wish they would use proper greaseproof paper at the chippy every time you open it. It does. It does. But that I thought, well, that I thought that was quite good that they actually made of. It says eco-friendly, no odor, no fading, oven safe, withstands up to 420 degrees Fahrenheit, perfect for most cupcake pans, easy to store packaging, grease-proof baking cups. So there you go. So this should be very easy, like to, because them that I use for the Valentine's things, I ended up cutting them with a pair of scissors because you can't, you know, you can't undo them without getting it everywhere. Yeah, right. I've been thong on today. My lady says she's got she's had a thong on. Well, I'll tell you something, Chris. We're in two minds whether or not to put his shorts on. It's been that one. No, I'm only joking.
So back to 80.
Yeah. So yeah. So I thought, well, with them, they made a greaseproof paper. They will keep
quiet. Sausage and pies.
It's a good job I'm sat over here and he's sat over there. He could have deafened me.
I won't tuck her up.
Did you get your shorts out? He sort of made a suggestion that he was going to put his shorts on, but he didn't.
No, I didn't.
Oh, we bought El Gato.
Oh, El Gato. I can't buy one of them before he broke it.
Yeah. We did buy Callum one of them, but he broke it. I think wires come loose or something. I don't know, but
no, let's put it this way: he threw a wobble in.
I think it's that crap homogenized rubbish. They should go back to using Yorkshire dripping. What? My auntie uses the rainbow Dr. Oak cupcake cases from Tesco. She likes them. Oh, well, you see, I had our shopping come Thursday. And I'd forgot that they got some like spotty ones. Can you remember them spotty ones I used not so long back? Well, I hadn't hardly got any left. So I thought, I'll order some with shopping, but I'd forgot I'd ordered them with shopping. So, Adrian's been watching, is it RoboCop? On Netflix.
Yeah. Rubbish.
So Chris has watched it.
Old one's better.
It says the new version.
No, it's rubbish compared to old.
But anyway, same as I say, I'm all set now. So, has he still got his mankini? He never did have. He's got a thong, but he ain't got a mankini.
I ain't got one, mate. I've got a thong somewhere. Why do you want me to take a photograph sending it on Facebook?
My auntie never tried the Asda. They do them tulip muffin cases. Now I'm not keen on them. But yeah, I think they're only about £1. I'm had them that I bought spotty ones. Dead or alive, you coming with me? But yeah, I think there's about 70 odd in them, I think, and they're only about, I don't know, £1 or £1.20. No topics.
Oh, spoil sports.
Oh, pardon me. But it's like everything else. It's like I need these things, but I don't want to go out and, put myself at risk going out. So I order off Amazon. But yeah, you know what I mean. I don't. If I do order anything, I order it on Amazon. But it's only every now and again. I mean, I've actually been looking this afternoon and I need some cases again. Oh, them, they've got whatever you want on Amazon, my lady, you know what I mean? Hollywood must be running short on script writers. The amount of remakes they churn out.
So we were.
I don't know. These muffin these. I can send you yeah, I mean we both on Prime. Yeah, so these is like baking cups, I think, the muffin cases. Is that what you wanted the link to? They also come with 5 cake toppers as well. So I think there's 2 stars, 2 crowns, and a love heart. So yeah, so the orange, yellow, pink, and green. These is, well, they call them baking cases. So I don't know whether you class them as muffin cases. They're 4.5 by 4.5 times 5 centimeters. Green, yellow.
You said yes.
Oh, right. So I'll send you a link for this, my lady.
$6 million man next.
But yeah, I mean, it's like everything else. The it's Dukes of Hazzard, the Y50. They bought a new one of them out. You know, I know they're not films like, but it's like all old favourites.
Bringing it back and then
yeah.
Oh, good.
I mean, what other thing we were watching? What Callum likes?
Can't remember now.
Oh.
I can't remember, girl.
But yeah, it's like Dukes of Hazzard. I think they're on about bringing Magnum back as well. So yeah, so I mean, they're not bad.
Georgie!
Hiya, George. How are you? Bring back Cannon. But yeah, it's like there were Magnum when Kojak, Ironside. Magnum already is back. Oh well, there you go.
Yeah, as the freezers are about £1.
Oh. Oh, Adrian's saying bring back A-Team. But the thing is, I don't care how many times they remake a programme, they're still not as good as originals. You know what I mean? You can't beat the original Dukes of Hazzard. You know what I mean? You can't beat the original Y50. You know, when you hear one saying something about Dano, you know, it automatically takes you back to old one. Oh, it's a norm these days, George. Nobody's getting any notifications. Hiya, Carla. How are you?
Hello, Carlos.
It's cute. Got stuck. 4 for £1 in Sainsbury's. What's 4 for £1? But you know, it's same old, you know what I mean? Yeah, you probably get nobody's getting any notifications, I don't think, Adrian. It's been like that for a while now.
YouTube thanks.
Yeah. But I get notifications of people's uploads and when lives I've been on. But yeah, I mean, it were like Chris, he gets notification after I've been on about an hour. Hey, this is a good one. This is a good one. I posted a thing on my timeline early hours of Sunday morning, wishing Chris a happy Valentine's Day. So I says to Chris, I says, have you seen anything on my timeline? So he went, no, why? I put, well, I did a thing for Valentine's, right? So he says, no. He says, I posted you one. I says, well, I ain't seen it. Oh dear, I have a notification for someone else from 9 hours ago. So anyway, I goes on search thing, search for Chris, and as most of you know, Chris got hacked on his Facebook, right? But first of all, he tried sending me a message on Messenger, and the crafty so-and-sos had actually blocked me, right? Whoever it were that had hacked him had blocked me, right? And I says they probably done that, realising that I'm your wife, so I couldn't warn you. You know what I mean? So anyway, when I asked him about this Valentine's, I thought, I'm going to investigate this a little bit. So I actually searched for him, clicked on it. They'd actually unfriended me from him as well. So I were a bit peeved off about that. So yeah, so as well as blocking me from communicating with Chris, they'd also unfriended me as well. So but once I sort of, because I messaged him and I says, I've had, you know, the crafty so-and-sos had like unfriended us both, and they blocked me on Messenger. So anyway, they're okay on for when you're having ice cream. So anyway, so we're all right now. You know, we've reconnected and blah blah blah. So, but yeah, if I hadn't mentioned about doing this thing for Valentine's Day, we probably wouldn't have known, and that's why we weren't getting
that eventually, won't we?
Yeah. But yeah, as well as blocking me, they'd unfriended us from each other as well.
Yes.
Just to make sure that, you know, hoping that they could pull, because what they were doing, Adrian, they were messaging people on Christmas, not everybody, but quite a few have had these strange messages on Messenger saying, do you use online banking? Blah, 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 blah. Well, they made the wrong decision in messaging Ian. So Ian messaged me and he sort of played along with it, and he says something about, he says, they gave him some gumph about something to do with his bank account anyway, saying that he couldn't obtain funds from his bank. So Ian says blah blah blah, And then he says, well, he says, I'm a bit busy at the moment. He says, can I ring you back? So whoever it was turned round to Ian and said something about, oh, well, I don't have a mobile phone. Well, Ian knew that Chris has only just had a new mobile phone. So we knew, yeah, he knew there was something wrong there, and he knew it weren't Chris. So he phoned me, and at the time, Chris was out with drone. So we weren't messaging anybody because he was out flying drone. So yeah, so you know, just as I was talking to Ian, Chris came back and I says, you've been hacked. I says, you're sending it. I mean, Bella got one as well. And it were basically multiple people had the same message. They were just trying to scam people out of money. So, so yeah, it's a good job we sort of nipped it in the bud when we did. And the fact that they'd actually messaged Ian and Ian sort of realised, hang on a minute, you know what I mean? But you see, same as I said to Chris, obviously they've gone on my profile, and on my profile it says married to Chris Pickering, so that's probably why they'd blocked me and unfriended me, so I couldn't, you know, get in touch with Chris or anything, or hoping that I won't get in touch with Chris to say, hey, hang on a minute, there's something going off on your Facebook. And I've had several people messaging me saying, you know, blah blah blah, I've had this message off of Chris, etc. So basically it didn't go any further, and you know, they got stopped in the tracks basically. But
little beggars.
But yeah, you know what I mean, it's sort of just be careful. You know, in this particular case, the first thing was, oh, sorry to bother you, but do you have online banking? Blah blah blah. But apparently there's several scams to do it. You know, they all like jumping on bandwagon. There's several scams going about COVID vaccination. But the thing is, there's only your doctor will notify you when it's your turn to have your vaccine. It doesn't cost anything, but these scammers are jumping on bandwagon and saying, well, you know, can we have your bank details, blah blah blah, you know, about hi Vanessa, how are you?
Hello Vanessa, lass.
So yeah, so just you know, just be aware that there is several scams doing the rounds at the moment.
I can always scam you a super chat though. Only joking.
But yeah, you know what I mean, it's just be mindful that if they start going on about wanting your bank details, it's a scam.
He's a scam.
Wakey says, it turns out I've been left a fortune from an African prince.
Well, I get that one every week.
Oh dear me. Either that or you've won lotto. But first of all, we need your bank details.
Yeah, need your bank details so you can
yeah.
get it.
You know, be all right getting mine and Chris's bank details because we ain't got chuff all in them. Amjad's still laughing about what when I called you vanilla.
Vanilla rice.
So yeah, I mean, same as I said to Chris, I says, you know, it's they might feel sorry for us and actually put us some money in. but yeah, you know what I mean. It's scam calls. Never answer any number you don't already know. If it's legit, they leave a message saying, yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? And I was just saying, Vanessa, like, I don't know whether it's just in the UK, but the sort of, our COVID vaccine is free. Obviously, we pay national insurance and whatever when we pay tax and everything. Vanilla is a good one. Don't spend it all at once, Wakey.
Yeah, we got £2.50.
Yeah.
That's what we're beating here.
So, yeah, so basically there's a scam going around saying, you know, about COVID vaccine and can we have your bank details? In the UK, the vaccine is free, so don't fall for that one. So, you know, when it says, you know, blah, 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 if it's from bank or if it's from HM Revenue and Customs, you know, it's a bit slow at my end on having to keep coming out, and it might be because I'm on my phone, Johnny Painting Kitchen, I with Keena settling her. How much?
£2.50.
£2.50, yeah.
We're loaded.
Yeah. But anyway, same as I say, it's get the vaccine through your primary care by having them make actual appointments. Yeah, it's either because I think our GP are doing it. A lot of people are having to go to like Sheffield Arena and things like that. But I got told that our GPs are actually doing the vaccine. One, you'll either get a letter, or two, you'll get a text message saying we've made an appointment for you at such a date or such you know, or such and such a date or time or whatever. But you've got to wait for that text message or that letter officially coming from them. What for? I think it were Euro Millions, weren't it?
No, mate, Chris, what for Christmas?
In what universe is that more than 60 quid?
£2.50 you mean, Tracy?
Oh. Anyway, so yeah, so just be very wary, you know. But I always, same as I always say, if it's bank ringing up, surely they should know, you know, all your bank details and don't want your bank details, if that makes sense. So yeah, you know what I mean? And it's like, hey, this is a good one. This is what I was going to tell you before I started reading comments out. Chris is trying to buy another battery for his drone. So anyway, we're on one at drone.
I commented on somebody's comment in a drone group, something about, I'm looking for another battery for my drone. And that's what the message meant.
Yeah, so anyway, so he commented on somebody else's thing that they were looking for a battery for his drone. Now this guy messaged him and he says, I've got a battery. He says it's 40 quid if you want it. So yeah, this is it. We also Vanessa as well. Anyway, so this guy messaged Chris and he says, I've got a battery if you want it, 40 quid. So Chris says, where you from? So he says, I'm from London. So Chris, being suspicious, actually clicked on his profile on Facebook, and it said it was from Australia. So Chris says, I reckon he was trying to pull a fast one there. You know what I mean? I'm sure he's going to ship a battery all the way from Australia to me, but why tell me he's from London if he's actually from Australia? So
I said I'll think about it because I don't get paid for a certain day.
Yeah. He says to him, he says, I'll think about it. He says, but he says, I ain't got the funds at the moment. He says, till I get paid.
And then it texts me, I think either this morning or yesterday or something. It says, "Oh, somebody's made an offer. Do you still want it?" I said, "I let him have it."
Yeah. He actually messaged Chris and he says, somebody's offered me 40 quid for it. You know, he says, do you still want it? And Chris says, no, he says, I ain't got funds till, you know, till I get paid. He says, if he wants it, let him have it. Okay then, Adrian, thank you for popping in.
Adrian!
Yeah. Well, this is it. It's like, as I always say, Vanessa, I could ring up and pretend to be Princess Diana. You know what I mean? Just because I'm saying I'm Princess Diana, it don't mean to say that I am.
I think that scam might not work.
Well, but you know what I mean? I could say I'm Britney Spears or Dolly Parton or whoever.
It's Di coming back from the grave.
You know what I mean? I could be anybody that I wanted to be, but it don't make me that person. You know what I mean? You don't know who you're talking to, and you know I could pretend to be Queen of England. You know what I mean? Try Hobby King Pixie, some great prices at the minute. Oh, there you go. But yeah, you know what I mean? I could say, you know, I'm whoever I want to be. You know what I mean? But it don't scammed from the mausoleum. But you get what I'm saying, Wakey. I could say I'm whoever. You know what I mean? But it don't mean, you know, it's true. You know, yeah. Just because they're saying that, indeed, my banks never ask any details from me because when I call them, they see all my info already. I don't confirm nor deny anything over the phone with them. But this is it. You know what I mean? That's the scammer's best friend is the telephone. You know what I mean? Either that or email. Or in Chris's case, Facebook. You know what I mean? But it's a case of until I know it's genuine, you know, and I you know, often I'll sort of retort back. Do you think I fell off a Christmas tree or something? But this is the thing, you know what I mean? It's like, and often we get phone calls. Oh, you've been in a recent we understand you've been in a recent accident. Last accident we had were while Callum was still in my tummy, and he's 19 this year. Yeah. So, you know, is it a delayed reaction or something? You know what I mean? So, yeah, you know what I mean? I don't know where you got your information from. You know, it's concerning a recent accident that you had.
Hey,
Johnny 5. Okay, Pixie, how much would you like? Send me all the info and I'll set up a bank transfer. Oh dear. But the thing is, you know, it's from like my perspective, nowadays, you don't take anything at face value. Is that supposed to be 10 grand?
Well, it says 10 grand. Right on.
It's an apostrophe or something.
10 grand.
My spam folders look like a scammers convention. Johnny says I had a recent accident, but I got wet wipes.
What are you doing in my kitchen, Johnny?
But it's, you know, it's like, you know, and what I feel sorry for is the fact.
Call me Nelly's nuts.
Tell them the last accident I had, I peed myself and they hung up. But yeah, you know what I mean. And you know what I feel sorry for is the vulnerable elderly that, you know, yeah, a lot of them do fall for it. You know what I mean? A lot of the elderly do fall for it, and I forget where I were reading, and this old lady, after her life savings, I mean, it were only about, I think it were about 7 or 8 grand.
That's 7 or 8 grand, isn't it?
I take an atropine pill to prevent accidents. But yeah, you know what I mean? It's when you think how long that old lady has took to amass that kind of money, you know, on a pension, and then some scrope bag comes along and cons her out of it. You know what I mean? It's so maddening. You know what I mean? I mean, not everybody has got the wherewithal that like us that sort of know a scam when we see one. You know what I mean? And that's what's so maddening about it. Only 10 grand, Pixie. I will mega millions. I could ship you 1 million in small bills. But I mean, yeah, we made a joke about this when Chris got hacked, and they were sending these messages out to people. You know, have you? And somebody says, yeah, he says, I've got a £5 spare. You know, will that do? So sort of I made a light of it and made a joke of it. You know, any donations kindly received. You know what I mean? You've got to do. You know what I mean? If you sort of harp on about, you know, it's just one of them things. It happens. He's changed all his passwords. You know, we've moved on from that sort of thing. That's this kitchen. Hey, this kitchen's looking awesome already. Did you get your paper then, Johnny?
Or his wet wipes?
Oh, Amjad says he had a lava lamp background on his laptop earlier today. I was chilling out. Wakey says a couple of spoonfuls of cornstarch to prevent accidents. Doesn't stop it, but it thickens it up. Yeah, but you see, this is a thing as well. Extras coming. Ooh, got fancy extras coming. But the thing is, I mean, we still get phone calls, yet our phone number is X directory, right?
Sure, BT sells them off for 8.
So yeah. So anyway, so last time we had one of these phone calls, you know,
Chris, what the week didn't we about what internet are you we?
Oh yeah. It was some.
Oh, we're ringing up about your Sky broadband.
Yeah,
we're not about Sky.
Yeah. But anyway, so Chris sort of said to him, he says, well, he says, we're not with Sky broadband. He says, yeah, we've got Telewheel. He says, but we ain't got Sky broadband. So he says, oh, while I've got your phone, he says, by the way, he says, how come you've got my telephone number? He says, we've gone X directory. He says, so his number's not in directory. He says, have you paid somebody to release our number? And with that, they put phone down. So obviously somebody's passing his number on somewhere because they're not finding it in phone book because it's X directory. And when I ring anybody, it's number withheld. Oh. Numbers get marketed around. But you see, this what's so maddening again. I had a lot of problems with my ex after we split up. And it was sort of ringing up, and if I didn't answer, it'd leave vile, abusive, voicemails. So anyway, I called police out, and I had them warn him that, you've got to stop, it's got to stop, blah, blah, blah. And I knew it were him. So anyway, police's advice were ring BT or whoever it is your phone is with. He says, get your number X directory. I know it's sort of, but anyway, get your number X directory, have your number withheld. So that way it won't find out your number from anybody. So hence the reason why I've always gone X directory and I've always had my number withheld. I say aye on the phone and nothing happens for a long time. A long pause and then you get on. Yes, my numbers were hidden from X for over a decade. We see. I said, yes, I was in an accident, but I got £500. He says, have you made a claim already? I said, no, the passengers on the bus had a whip round. Oh. But yeah, that's sort of the advice, because when I involved the police and it was sort of like on a nightly, daily basis, you know what I mean? And I says, right, enough's enough. I'm not having any more. I'm ringing police. So I rung police. They went out and warned him. And I did what they said. I had it X directory and I had it number withheld. And basically it did the job, because obviously they went to his workplace as well. So it made him look a prat. Coppers walking in and having a word with him in his workplace. But, but now we're just getting stupid people ringing up and, you were recently in an accident, blah, blah, blah. And see you later, Wakey.
See you, Wakey. See you going.
He says he needs some kip. But yeah, it's, as I always say, be very wary and but I keep saying I'm going to get a whistle. And as soon as they start on about, you've been in an accident or who's your broadband with, I'm just going to blow this whistle down phone. They'll soon put phone down when they've got a ringing in their ears for about 2 days. So, yeah, they'll soon think twice after ringing me again if they get a big blast on a if they get a whistle in the rear hole, it'll be. Yeah, they'll be claiming compensation off for us. For, temporarily making them deaf.
Oh. Hey?
Yeah, right. They might be able to get Callum with that one, but you can't get me with it.
Oh, damn it.
But yeah, it's it's you've got to be wise to them nowadays, haven't you? You know what I mean? And
might fall for it, but not there.
But it's like this. I mean, there's there's only a few that know our address.
The only few that's got his number.
Yeah, I popped in earlier on, Johnny. She was telling everybody I were a twin. I went, more like your mother. You know what I mean? So yeah, I did pop in earlier on, yeah. Oh, bless him. He says no more decorating tonight. But it's like, you know, we only give our address out to people we know we can trust. You know, and I'd never give anybody's personal information out or anything. Oh, I've seen addresses for me going back to late 80s online, all freely available. But it's like, you know, so long as I know I can trust you, I know you're genuine, then, you know, I'll give you my address. Gonna get Bacardi and sing to one night. I can do it, but need a bit of livener. But it's, you know, it's you know, I mean, it's like my lady knows my address because she sent me a birthday card. You know, and Johnny and Tracy know his address, and them that's close to us, you know what I mean? And I will let you know when I fly over in military plane. But this is the thing, it's you know, it's nowadays you've got to know who to trust, if that makes sense. Driving, I sing your ears off, lol. Oh dear. But before I forget, me and Tracy are making Rolo cookie bars tomorrow. I've got an itch up my nose. Might need your nose trimmer, baby. It's something's tickling up my nose. Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've been burnt with that one before.
What's that?
She says, indeed, rule one, be damn careful who you trust.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, we've been burnt by that one, Vanessa.
A couple of times.
So yes. I sort of gave Tracy the choice. I says, well, for a change, I says, in me telling you what we're making, I says, here's the two recipes that I'm thinking we could make. I says, but it's up to you. You know, I'm going to leave the choice up to you. Well, this is the thing, Amjad, because he says, I literally got out of bed this morning. I saw the schedule for tomorrow as soon as I opened up YouTube. But I had to laugh at Chris, like when he saw her on his phone, he were looking for tonight's live stream. He went, well, I've been waiting a long while on this one. He says it's tomorrow night. He says, we're baking with Jeanette and Tracy. He says, I've been waiting a long while. He says, why do you do more? I says, because I were doing today's, and I thought, well, what the heck? Because obviously I have to copy and paste the recipe and everything. So I thought, well, while I'm doing it, I may as well do tomorrow's as well.
Not got it up.
So yeah, so Chris had been he'd be sat there waiting till tomorrow night.
You're talking away, but I can't see you.
So yeah, he says, I know you're live. He says, I can hear you talking. He says, but it's not come up live on here. Anyway, He went, duh, he says it's tomorrow's that I'm on. He says that's why you're not coming through. But yeah, so I sort of did things a bit different. And I says, here's 2 recipes. I'll leave it up to you to choose. So she come back, she says, you know, I know Keena would love the Rolo one. I says, so, you know, Rolo one it is then. Because what I'd done is I had my shopping delivered Thursday. So to make the madeleines, I needed some more desiccated coconut. I'd used the last of my coconut on the truffles I made last week. So I thought, well, more or less, every time I do an order, they always substitute things. You know, sometimes probably 7 or more things. So I thought, well, I'll order Rolos as well. So if I don't get the coconut, I've always got like Rolos to fall back on. Well, call me a liar. I only had 1 substitution this week.
That's
so
one of my things.
Yeah, so I got both the coconut and the Rolos. It's raining here in London. Is it raining here?
No, it's bloody roasting here.
Yeah, we'll leave the door open a bit.
I'm doing.
So no, Chris says it's not raining. Yeah,
leave your door open in February. What's going on?
But anyway, it's just joking, Tracy. But it's because she says that didn't enter my mind, Chris. I thought you liked the chocolate bars. I did want that. Were very that were one of my very first vlogs I ever did, Tracy, with lemon drizzle. So yeah. So I was only joking.
I'm only joking.
Anyway, so you know, I told Tracy after Tuesday night, I says, well, I've got my shopping coming Thursday. I says, but just in case they ain't got one or other, you know, I says, it's going to be very unusual. I says, if they ain't got either. I says, but I've ordered coconut. I says, and I've also ordered Rolos, just in case, you know, they ain't got one or other. But I got both. So, you know, that called me a liar. But the only thing that they did substitute was Chris likes cranberry sauce on his Sunday dinner. So, but he likes the Asda one, and it's like not, it's like a jelly. But what they'd substituted it were Ocean Spray, cranberry sauce, but it got all cranberries in. Chris says, oh, no. It says, I like the Asda one. It says that's, you know, it's not got no bits in. It's just cranberry. But this one had got like all cranberries in it. I watched Jane's Patisserie and Betty's Kitchen in the afternoon earlier. Jane's chocolate drip cake. Oh my, looks so professional. But you see, that's one thing that lets me down, Amjad, is the decorating bit. I can bake any cake you want. That's why I shop properly. Someone swap my stuff, I punch them. But this is the thing. It's like, you know, I do it for convenience, Johnny. That's basically what I do. You know what I mean? And more often than not, you know, it's only occasionally, you know, that, you know, but you can unclick it and say you don't want any substitutions. But it's such a pain in backside, yeah. Going through them all and unticking them, if you know what I mean. You know, so they're not too bad, you know what I mean? And it's the convenience is when you go shopping, you've got them in your basket, take them all out at checkout, put them all in bags, and then you've still got to put them away when you come home. But we're getting it delivered. I have it delivered in carrier bags anyway. So all Chris has got to do is take them from front door through to kitchen and just put them away. So, you know, it's, yeah, they charge you for delivery, but it's
cost you as much in petrol anyway.
Yeah. The same as Chris says, to go to our big Asda, it's going to cost us that in petrol. So yeah, it's more for the convenience, knowing that Chris has just got to take them from front door through to kitchen, and then he's got to put them away, not, you know, put them in your basket, take them out at basket, put them back in your basket, and then you've got to put them away when you get home. You know, it's purely a convenience thing, really. But going back to what Amjad says about, you know, that's one thing that lets me down. Although I think I did a good job on Callum's birthday cake, but I did say afterwards, I said, never again. I said, we're buying one next year. So yeah, you know, Slave Lab, Chris. What's that? Huh?
What?
Slave labour. I've just worked out what it means, yeah. But
Slave lab. Slave labour.
But I mean, I look at it this way, Johnny. I mean, if it weren't for Chris, ours would be a pigsty. You know what I mean?
It's not like right now. Still crap everywhere.
Well, you know what I mean. We're not living in, you know, like Orders house where everything's up to the ceiling and things is dirty. You know what I mean? It's like he does washing up. You know, he puts washing on. He puts tumble dryer on. When it's nice, he hangs it out. You know what I mean? It virtually does everything for me. You know what I mean? Because I'm not able to. I mean, I do try. You know, I do what I can. But the fact of the matter is, I can't. And oh yeah, you know, why last week I had asked Doctor. I had asked Doctor for another prescription for Tramadol. Well, I rung up about prescriptions this morning, right? So, and then she's questioning me because I've got 2 sheets full on my prescription. So I rings them up this morning and I'm reeling off everything, you know, what I needed. So she went, something about Tramadol. She says, well, you've only just had a prescription for Tramadol. I says, well, in my mind, that were like an extra one. I says, the prescription that she gives me is only for 28 tablets. I says, so in my estimation, that's 1 a day, right? I says, well, with this cold weather and below 0 temperatures and all snow and rain and whatever, I says, my arthritis has been playing havoc with me. I says, and I've been in agony. I says, so that's why I asked the doctor for an extra prescription. So she says, oh, well, I'll put it through and just say that you needed extra, blah, blah, blah. I says, you know, do you know anybody with arthritis? I says, this weather affects arthritis. Amjad says, ask Bella. She's not too good, but she's plodding on. Let's
Probably
just
watching it back now.
Yeah, hi Bella. Yeah, she's not too good, but she's struggling a bit health wise. But I think as well, a lot of it as well, she misses her family and not being able to see her family, etc. I think that's sort of playing.
Where she'll be summer once this lockdown's finished.
Yeah, you know, it's like you know, it's all having a big impact on her. You know what I mean? She says normally when she like has a fibro flare up,
not well, Chris.
3-4 weeks, and she's come out of it, but like she's been like it for months now, and she says it's not helping the fact that you know, the cooped up in house. It's having an effect on her mental health as well, you know what I mean? Which I think it is doing us all, you know what I mean? Hiya, Paul, how are you?
Hello, Paul.
So, yeah, so, I mean, my lady knows what I'm talking about because she suffers from the same thing. This is the thing that I'm still wanting to do the let's talk thing, you know, about illnesses and the way it affects us mental well-being. Obviously Bella's not well enough to do it. I have approached someone, but it's basically, how can I put it? We are sort of, it's not talking about the illness. It's basically the essential job that they do. You know what I mean? So yeah, you know, it's not set in stone or anything, but I'm still wanting to do it. You know what I mean? It's just that, you know, Kate's having a hard time of it as well, you know, health-wise, you know what I mean? But I don't want to feel like I'm putting anybody under pressure. It's just the fact that I wanted to do this, well, like a series, you know what I mean? Basically, you know, because Bella's illness, my lady's illness, Kate's illness, and my illness are all sort of different, but it affects us in the same way, if that makes sense. And I just wanted to bring awareness to people about, you know, what people go through on a daily basis as regards pain management, as regards the illnesses and how it makes them feel. And basically the knock-on effect it has on the mental well-being. So it's a good it's a good series in planning, if you know what I mean, but it's getting people to talk about the illnesses and whatever and not being in a bad place, if that makes sense. Yes, please.
Okie dokie. I'm hiding.
Yeah, I think we're all feeling like that, Carla. You know what I mean?
Grace says yes, please. No, because your husband won't clean our house.
It's a case of, because I've been in it does, because you're in that much pain, it has a detrimental effect to your mental well-being. You know what I mean?
We're live on YouTube, Lucy.
And it's like
around before she struggles. Hello, everybody. This is Lucy.
She's looking at you, gone out. I think, I hope he's got a screw loose.
It's Lucy the cat. Hello, Lucy. Hello. There she is.
But you know, I mean, we were talking to Amjad about this the other day, and he says he was feeling down, and you know, and it's not only the illnesses that we suffer, it's this lockdown as well. It's like having a double impact. But you know, when I rang up about the prescription this morning, I shouldn't have to explain myself to a receptionist that's taken my repeat prescription why I want extra tablets. You know what I mean? I shouldn't have to explain to her why I need these extra tablets. You know what I mean? And I sort of, well, I didn't load my rag. I basically said, you know, do you know what it's like living with arthritis in every single joint, you know, from your hands and your fingers and every time you move your head, your neck cracks, and you keep feeling your shoulders cracking and your knees cracking. And why am I decorating keeps me busy, gone mental with it. Lol, gone mate, Amazon crazy. Good, that's good, Amjad. But yeah, you know what I mean. I sort of, I didn't lose me rag, but I says to it, do you know what it's like living with the pain that I suffer on a daily basis? I says, especially in this weather, I says, when it's damp and it's cold. You know what I mean? But it's like, if I'd got the choice, Carla, I'd be in bed all day. Because it's like I'm waking up every 2 hours at night. I've got cramping, you know, I've got cramp in my foot. I stick my leg out of bed to try and wiggle it about. So it red and white. You know, and then if it's not my left leg, then I've got like a shooting pain in my back that's going all the way down my backside and all the way down my left leg. And then on top of that, you know, you're going like this because my wrists hurting me, my fingers are hurting me. So it's a case of you can't win. So then you're getting irritated because you're not getting enough sleep. You know, and it's like a cycle. You know what I mean? You're going from you know, it's I mean, I have 2 tubes of this cream and I've run out completely. You know what I mean? And I said to Chris, I says, I could probably do with 3 tubes now, you know, because if you've seen us at night, Chris is pouring it on my wrists, my elbows, my shoulders, my back, my knees, my ankles, you know. But this is the thing, Amjad. You know what I mean? I think in it's getting to everybody. Well, I mean, they did say we were watching Sky News or something tonight. Oh dear. This is Tracy wanted red and white. She's got red and white. Oh boy. She's got red and white. I'll send you some. Jeanette got loads. So yeah, I mean, apparently they're having this big press conference on 22nd of February about easing restrictions. So, you know, same as, I mean, I was talking to Kate earlier on and I says, same crap, different day. You know what I mean? So, you know, I mean, they're not telling us something that we didn't already know. Are these them Starbucks ones?
Yes.
Thought they were.
No, hang on. They're the flat whites. Which one of them?
They were Asda's one.
Asda's one.
Mm. But anyway, same as I say, you know, I said to Kate, I said, same crap, different day. You know what I mean? Our rates falling and, you know, urging everybody to have the vaccination and blah, 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 same thing. It's very white and about to be glittery red. Oh dear. So it's, you know, seeing is believing, as they say. You know what I mean? We'll believe it when we see it. On the back, schools going back in England till at least March.
Yeah.
So it says no comment. But I mean, on that note, Johnny, I was watching Panorama tonight. Well, tail end of it, and they like had so many, you know, how can I put it, anti-vaxxers, and saying that this whole coronavirus has been a hoax and everything. Some of them were nurses, some of them were doctors, and basically they've all been struck off.
Too damn right.
You know what I mean? So I sort of got tail end of it, but they're all they'd make this documentary or something, but it were all like they were all against vaccine. They were saying that COVID didn't exist, etc., etc., etc. It was basically Tracy wants red and white cushion floor lino now. But the thing is, I mean, this were like inciting people to, you know, not take vaccine, blah blah blah. But that I don't know. The program were to open their eyes to, you know, I don't know, to say, well, you know, half of things what they were saying weren't true. But hey ho, we're not getting onto that subject anyway. But a lot of the people that had said they wasn't having the vaccine have actually had it. But hey ho, we're going on to a different subject, because but anyway, it's a case of you know, I mean, Chris, same as I was saying, you know, tell that to somebody that's lost a loved one to coronavirus, or, you know, oh, pardon me, you know, tell somebody that's lost a loved one to it that it ain't real. But we're not getting into that at the moment. But it's a case of you know, it could be worse for 10. It could be worse for 10 years. It could be worse for 20 years. Who knows? I don't think, you know.
Yeah, to say.
But yeah, you know what I mean. It's you know, I don't think they know when things will get back to normal. I don't think anybody does, to be quite honest. Yeah, that's first thing we doing. Because Chris and Callum were arguing about where we were going. Callum wants to go to Cornwall.
I'm saying Wales.
Jamaica have said no thanks, we sit back, relax, and if it's family, think about it. But I don't know. But yeah, it's you know, they've been arguing. Callum wants to go to Cornwall. Chris says we're going to Wales. I got to love Jamaicans. Oh, I'm not going to say what I was going to say, but it's all right sitting back in and wait. And I think that's basically where our government's failed. They've sat back and waited too long till it's too late. But you know, it's you know, our next door neighbour, she lost her mum, she lost her uncle to it. So, you know. No, we're not doing that kind of baking live stream, Johnny. It says better than any vaccine and grating buns. But yeah, I mean, let's get off this subject now. Well, what do we talk about now? But yeah, Chris wants to go to Wales. Callum wants to go to Cornwall.
I've been to Cornwall.
I know we have.
I've been to Wales, yeah. Well, I have.
We've been to Cornwall, Devon several times.
Yeah.
So we went to Newquay. We've been to Minehead. That's in Devon, isn't it? Or is it Somerset? I don't know. But yeah. So you know, as soon as possible, you know, it's like 2 years this year since we've been on holiday. So, well, we went to Blackpool for 2 days. Can't really call it an holiday. Chris has made his mind up. We're going to Wales. Oh dear. But you see, we said as well that when we eventually got to go to Wales, that Bella and Baz were coming. It'd be like busman's holiday. You know what I mean? YouTube meetup. So lady wants to go out a front gate, yeah. But yeah, I mean, we were lucky. I say that, Chris.
I'm driving, so
But it's like we went to Blackpool for 2 days, and we just fell lucky that we went in July and they just eased some restrictions. But after we'd been, that's when we want to go to Wales the next time we go to Ireland. Oh, right.
Well, name, time, and a place. A date.
Tracy said, pull over, I'll get the bus. I'm a backseat driver, Johnny.
Oh, where's backseat driver going?
Tracy says we can all meet up and have a ball. Well, to put it correctly, and I've said many times, Tracy, we're going to have the biggest piss up. So yeah. Oh, that ain't my saying, that's my mum's. Use your flicker. I used to drive Chris insane when he put your flicker on. Tracy says, yeah, Jeanette, I'm up for that. Tracy gets on a bus, she can triple sanitize. But it's, yeah, oh, it's like, yeah, I'm worse. I'd hate to think what I'd be like as a driver, because I'm nervous enough as a passenger, let alone a driver. Well, you know what's got me like that since we had that accident when I was pregnant with Callum. It's, you know, we had this accident and we went through a brick wall, and
that was not my fault.
And we ended up, you know, they ended up taking me to hospital because I started having, yeah, well, like pains in my tummy, and they thought it had sent me into early labour. But anyway, ever since then, I've been really nervous because that's the only ever accident I've had. So, you know, it sort of made me super nervous after that. So yeah, so you know, it does it makes you super nervous about it. And that woman saying it weren't her fault, yet she rang ambulance. And can I do it? I says, no, you've done enough.
And then she was saying it was somebody else that were driving when it really wasn't.
Yeah. And then she blamed her mum blamed her mum, saying it were her mum that were driving. But anyway, that's ever since then, it's made me like very nervous. You know, and I'd hate to think what I'd be like as a driver. I'd be a nervous wreck. Only joking, woman. But yeah, you know what I mean. It's as soon as we're able to, that's it. We're off skis.
You know it.
So you know, they can argue all they want, you know, so long as I'm off on my jolly days, I don't care where we go. So anywhere but here. So yeah, I mean, we've never been to Wales. Oh, we do. She says that's okay, Chris. I don't smoke when traveling.
Oh.
We do. I can't go like a 2-hour journey without having a fag.
Not a chance.
I'd be even nervouser than what I am.
I'll be punching conductor and getting thrown off. Just so I can have a fag. Or full emergency code button.
So yeah, you know what I mean. Anywhere at this moment in time would be better than here. You know what I mean. Never been to Wales, so you know, it's something to look forward to, I suppose. We can all sort of hope and pray that, you know, by stop, I need a singing, we haven't left the station yet. Oh dear. But yeah, well, it's like different for you because you've got little and aren't you, Tracy? But you know what I mean, our Callum's an adult, so if smoke's bothering him, he just winds his window down and yeah. But you know, it's hopefully you know, a bit later on in the year, get back to some sort of normality.
I am burning.
I think he's going to tell us what he's burning in his wax melt thing. So yeah, you know. Anyways, put yourself out there. Lynx Africa. Ooh.
Hey, don't mistake that for like deodorant and spray on your arms. Wash my hands.
But yeah, it's I'm just looking forward to, you know, getting away, wherever it may be. So you know, I'm sure everybody.
Red and white
Oh dear. I'll take the armbands.
Yeah, I can't swim anymore.
No. Oh dear. I think it's because they're going with the red and white theme in the kitchen, Amjad. You know, but it's
oh, we're gonna get a tour of the kitchen tomorrow night then.
Oh dear. Yeah, painting's on hold while Tracy does a baking tomorrow evening. Oh dear.
Let's have a view, Tracy.
What?
Let's have a view at the kitchen.
All right. This is all okay. Yeah, that's why it's asking you if you've got any red and white candles, because they've gone with a red and white theme for the kitchen. So yeah, I mean, if you're wondering why I keep moving my table and whatever, it's because my knees is killing me. Everyone can go in my cupboard, lol, while I go to bed. Ah. Oh dear. You know him, Chris. He'll show you all tomorrow. Oh dear. But it's I says to Chris the other day, I says, like, obviously it's half term this week. The same as I says, well, there'll be no mass exodus and, you know, motorways being jam-packed, you know, with people going wherever they're going. I said, because nobody's allowed out. You know what I mean? So I says, I bet it's been nice and quiet for, you know, AA and RAC because nobody's allowed to. I mean, we're not allowed to go out to Yorkshire, or Sheffield, or so. You know, it's a case of you watch when all these lockdown and everything, these restrictions are eased, it'd be one mass exodus, and you know you can't get a B&B or a hotel for love nor money because everybody's had the same idea.
We've got a big tent that we can stick a double bed in it.
Oh dear. But yeah, it'll be one mass exodus, you know, when they're able to, and the people will be flocking on holiday in droves.
No kidding.
All got same idea. Well, you know, we're going on holiday while we can, you know. But kitty cat meow. The wax burner says meow. But that's the thing, Tracy. I mean, same as I've said, it's like nearly 2 years since we've been away. We had 2 days in Blackpool. We can't really, yeah, we had a break for 2 days, but you know what I mean? It's, you can't really class it as an holiday because you had like a day to settle in and then you were coming back. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think everybody's going to have the same idea. You know, government's get its green light to, you know, whatever, and boom, everybody will be gone. So yeah, I mean, probably everybody's got same idea. Oh, yeah.
Right.
I don't know about you, but I'm sweating.
Wow. Well, if I turn that heating on the right way.
Yeah, put it on full whack.
Hello, mate.
But
here, let me show you to audience.
As I say, I'm not bothered where I go, as long as I get a holiday. So
hey, hey, I can't get up now.
Caravan on Mega Standby, gonna have towing lessons. Oh yeah. Oh dear.
Man turns over caravan on M1.
Even if we have to top and toe with Tracy and Johnny and Keena.
I'm not having Johnny's feet up my nose and be let ache.
My reverse is not good. Oh dear. Neither is Chris's either.
No.
That's one thing.
My forward's not all that great either.
But yeah, I think we'll all cram into your caravan, Johnny. Oh dear.
It's up, have you watched it yet?
Skeggy will be busy. I bet it is, and all.
You're not kidding. Everywhere's going to be rammed.
Yeah. Same as I've just said, you know, with these restrictions, and we are allowed to go on holiday, everybody's going to have the same idea. You know what I mean? We've been stuck in lockdown for nearly 2 years, and you know, let's go off while we can. Hiya, Gordo. How are you?
Gordo.
It says without a caravan, it's great. But I'm just as meow Atari 1.6. Hiya, Dr. Smith.
Doctor in the house.
Yeah. But yeah, we're just on about oh, you peed off. Why? what you done now, or what has somebody done now. We're just on about as soon as these lockdown restrictions, everybody will be, we're off on us holidays.
Boom. boom.
Oh dear. We'll
Clear
have to
out
get
the
Easy
shed.
to clear out his shed for us. Oh dear.
I'll keep in car.
I want comforter a bed. I'm not slumming it.
If he's been going on holiday for a week, I'll keep on beach. You know how what Wales gets.
Yeah. Yeah. I need my own comforts. Especially a bed.
Oh dear.
So, you know, my time of roughing it have gone. Got a letter from parking company, 5.5 hours in B&Q.
I don't think so. That sounds a bit dodgy, that one, but no.
So has somebody borrowed your car, or is it a case of mistaken identity? Well, it's basically, I mean, it's like our Asda. They've got ANPR, what is it? automatic number plate recognition, ANPR. I don't know. And basically, you see, Chris has had one before. I'll admit he's been naughty. He's parked car in Asda when he's gone to football, but he got a ticket for it. Huh. I've appealed it. They want 60 quid if I pay it now, or 100 in 28 days. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're not kidding.
So yeah, I mean, Chris has got caught out with that before, but I mean, you know,
I was a naughty boy.
but he had admitted he were naughty, so he just paid it, you know, and yeah. But yeah, it's. But you see, this is the thing as well. I mean, like, obviously everybody knows I've got a blue badge, and that guy that parked in a disabled bay and weren't, and you know, obviously it were Polish or Romanian or one or two. And basically I says to him, I says, well, you see signs there, you can be fined up to £80 for being in a disabled bay without having a blue, you know, having a badge at window, you know. And he thought it were being clever. But I says, you know, he says I wasn't even in the car park 30 minutes yet, alone 5.5 hours. But you know, because I says to him, this guy, and I says, what's up, can't you read? I says, well, no, you're foreign. I says, obviously not.
Well, they should have had video footage of you coming in and going out.
That's it. You see, most car parks nowadays have got this ANPR thing. But yeah, I think they all, you know, they try to make money so the company don't go under, you know, under circumstances. Oh, we'll send him a thing. He's not going to appeal it, or he's not going to fight it. He'll just pay up, and you know what I mean. But it's like everything else. You were only in there 30 minutes. They tried to say you're in 5.5 hours. Say, well, prove it then. You know, you prove that I were in there 5.5 hours. You know what I mean? I'd be saying to them, well, you know, if you can prove that I were in there 5.5 hours, then prove it.
Can't prove it. I ain't paying. Simple.
You know, if that's the case, the same as Chris says, they should clock you when you come in and when you leave. So it's up to them to prove you were in there 5.5 hours. They clocked me going in at 14:16 and leaving the car park at 19:42. Well, obviously something's amiss somewhere then if you're only in there half an hour.
Definitely.
It's either that or they've fiddled with equipment so it makes it look like you've stopped longer than what you have.
Dark, wouldn't it?
Hey?
It'd be dark if you were going out.
Yeah.
At that time.
So it's a case of they've either fiddled with it to make it look like you've stopped longer than what you have, or I mean, because it's not beyond the realms for them, bearing in mind the car park was being used as a C-19 test centre. So how many others has got same sort of thing then that are being tested, that are having to wait their turn in queue to get tested? How many others has had this same letter? They're probably, you know, rubbing their hands together thinking, hey, up, we can make a few quid here. You know what I mean? Yeah, you can imagine it. I'm sat rubbing their hands together thinking, we can make a few quid here. We'll send like a block pile of these letters out, and you know. So, but yeah, it's we were only on about earlier on, Gordo, about scammers and whatever, and now there's all these different scams going around, and folks getting phone calls saying that you due for your vaccine, blah blah blah. But before we go any further, we need your bank details because it costs so and so and so and so. And basically people are falling for it, but what they don't realise is the vaccine's free. I can provide evidence of proof of purchase from B&Q. It's called bank. Well, there you go. I mean, you've got proof of exactly what time you made your purchase. So I reckon there's some fiddling going on somewhere.
Easy.
It's got to be. Got to be. But this is the thing. If they're taking advantage of the fact that it's being used as a test centre, I've just said they're probably rubbing their hands together and saying, "Oh, we'll send thousands of these letters out." You know, they're not gonna deny that they were there. We'll just sort of. I don't blame you, Gordo. It's the fact that that they're trying to say you were there 5.5 hours when you said you were only there 30 minutes. You know what I mean? They're trying to pull a fast one, trying to rake money in. So I mean, it's like it's like these wheel clamping companies. A lot of them are clamping cars that shouldn't be clamped, for the fact that they know people rely on the cars and that they'll pay to get this clamp off. So a lot of them are doing it illegally. Well, that's it. But yeah, as I always say, appeal, appeal, appeal. If you've got proof that what exact time you made your purchase, and you know what I mean, it's they can't deny it. But it's like same as I say, a lot of we're going to say, a lot of these wheel clamping services are as bent as a 10 bob note. You know what I mean? You know, I've seen documentaries where they sort of sit in a van waiting, and as soon as person gets out and goes and does whatever they've got to, they slap a clamp on it. You know what I mean? Just for the fact that they know that people will want that clamp off the car because they rely on the cars so much. You know what I mean? Not realizing that they've been sat in a van watching people coming and going, and as soon as they've got out of car and gone wherever they've got to go, that, you know, they're slapping a clamp on, and that's how they're getting the money. And I still think it's saying with a lot of these car park companies, you know what I mean? Because even that one down at Asda, there's a notice on wall, it's privately owned by a car parking company. So it's not to do with Asda. In essence, they actually running the car park on Asda's behalf. Okie dokie, then see you later, Amjad. I'll see you tomorrow night.
See you, Amjad. Sorry, I'm just laughing at Lucy's fell off the chair.
Oh. But yeah, you know what I mean? It's the same old. They're chasing the eternal dollar, let's just say. You know, and if the opportunity arises to make extra money, then they're gonna do, even if it's corrupt and it's untrue or whatever. You know what I mean? It's hiya, Becky.
Am I late?
Yeah.
I've got like 4 minutes left.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'll only be going on another 4 minutes, Becky. You've only like missed an hour and what, 50 odd minutes. You will find, Gordo, when you pay online, the company is in Europe because they do own a lot. But it's ridiculous, you know what I mean? Better late than never. I hope you're not this late tomorrow, Becky. I'm making Rolo cookie bars. So yeah, you know what I mean? It's you know, they're chasing after the eternal dollar, as I always say. You know what I mean? If we can, you know, get this out of such a person, and you know, people are gonna pay it, you know, not think no more about it. But if you like, you know, like Gordo says, you know, I'll pay it, but I'm going to appeal again. I may contact my mate at the paper in regards to it, like you said, who else had a letter. This is it. And we, you know, is it just coincidence that it's a test centre? You know what I mean? And how many other thousands of people have had that same letter as you? You know, they've got to be sitting there rubbing their hands together, Gordo, thinking, we're on to a winner here. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, the more you kick up a stink about it, Gordo, the less likely they are to, you know, he's bad news, he's going to put at papers and he's going to do this and he's going to do that. They're going to want to sort of brush it under the carpet as soon as they can, if that makes sense. You know, how many people have just said, same as you, I'll pay 60 quid because if I don't pay it within 28 days, it's going to go up to 100 quid. And then if I don't pay it after that, it's going to go up to 150 or 200. But you know what I mean? You don't know what other people are thinking. You know what I mean? But yeah, if I were you, Gordo, I'd stick to my guns. You've got proof in your bank statement that you still got receipt from the actual purchase that you made. So it's basically, Becky, the recipe tomorrow. It's like a biscuit base, a layer of Rolos, and then like a topping on. It's like a bar. So it's like a biscuit bar thing, if you get what I mean. So, but yeah, you know what I mean. It's they're taking advantage that a lot of people will just roll over and say, "Oh well, I'll pay 60 quid. That'll be end of it." You know what I mean. But you know, how many other people that they sent exactly the same letter to?
There you go, back. I'd do that. Go on.
Yeah. Bank printouts got more weight to it than the actual receipt anyway. So, I mean, if you've got, you know, I mean, it should say on your bank statement exact time that you made that purchase. So, you know, but this is the thing. You go to, let's say, for instance, because we've got a B&Q just down the road. What would you be doing in B&Q for 5.5 hours? Keeping out at cold? You know, sitting in front of one of the heaters, warming your hands and toasting marshmallows.
Yeah, they left car there to go shopping elsewhere. Nothing's open to go shopping too.
Yeah. You know what I mean? This is the thing. How can they possibly have anybody think you were walking around B&Q for 5.5 hours? You know what I mean? Like when people go to them places, they go, know exactly what they're going for, get it, take it through till, get back to your car and bugger off. You know, who's going to wander around B&Q for 5.5 hours or sit in car park for 5.5 hours? But yeah, I'd go to papers with it, I would. You know what I mean? It's stupid in itself, you know what I mean? You know, how many old age pensioners have had that exact same you know, exact same letter and thought, oh shit, I better pay it, you know what I mean? But yeah, it sounds a bit sus to me. 5.5 hours. What do you say? I painted the walls for them while I was there,
Yeah.
or painted outside and potted all the plants for them, and did a bit of gardening and trimmed the bushes, and that'd be more realistic, you know. I did a bit of work so I'd get me paint or whatever it were for free. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, even when, let's say, for instance, yeah, I know we have a shopping delivered, but even when we go and do a shopping, an hour tops, you know what I mean? And that's when we do a big shop. So how can they possibly think that anybody's going to stay and be in queue for 5.5 hours? But yeah, I'd look into it. I'd fight it tooth and nail.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
And then when you say, well, that 60 quid I paid, what that 60 quid I paid to you, it's earned interest, that's 100 quid you owe me.
I know, I'll go for more.
You know what I mean? Plus it's like mental torture, you know, worrying about paying it exactly, and you know,
been 60 times 5.
Wrongly accused of being in queue, being queue for 5.5 hours. You know, the stresses it's caused you, and you know, the list can go on. Right, guys, I'm going to get off because it's 4 minutes past 11, and I'll see you tomorrow night for the baking video for the baking live stream. So I shall see you all tomorrow night. Don't forget, stay safe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye. Tracy say he's 90.